My soulmate's a slime by admay 1915. Power of determination. Have a taste of all my weaponry. To do Maeva's command, the gemstone of Arsenal opened up magic circles all over the meteor from the top to bottom. The High Princess used the gemstone of fire to strengthen her barrier against the raging flames of the giant rock, and imbued the gemstone of water on her swords. Now, blades came pouring out from all of the magic circles, their fast and precise trajectory rendering cracks on the meteor. Good, it's working, but it still is descending down fast. Tisk. Maeva cleared the flames with water before she charged and swung the swords in her hand sideways. Grunting, she exerted more effort, now raising her blades and slamming them down, successfully breaking it in four. Snapping her fingers, all of her swords recoiled behind her, forming into a shape of giant wings. Unaware of the now gathering soldiers at the city, she continued firing her weapons, splitting the rocks in even smaller pieces. It's still not slowing down, she noticed as she moved away for a while, catching her breath. Her hands had burn marks from the flames even though she had a barrier around her. Still though, she must dispatch of this no matter what. One drop even of the smaller pieces could wipe out Tempest. Are you saying that is Princess Maeva up there? Gobta asked in shock, pointing up. Yes. She said she can deal with it and not to worry, Sue answered, his voice almost slipping from the worry he's concealing. The High Enchantress is dealing with it quite well, but everyone could see how her magic and energies depleted from using her gemstones simultaneously. Can't we do anything to help? Benimaru questions with nurturing concern. No, don't even think of going up there, you'll be absorbed in an instant, Maya say firmly, even though she herself is dying of worry. But she believes her sister can do it. No, she will do it. Absorbed? Princess Maya, what do you mean by that? Queries Hakaro this time while Gobta bit his nails in fear. This meteor is alive. Or more precisely, someone's magic is in it. Someone is controlling it outside of Tempest. Gasps were heard from some of the soldiers, their worries doubling. Then are we supposed to just stand here and do nothing? Where is Veldora-sama when you needed him? Lady Milam always come to disturb the peace and Kate here in Tempest. Why of all days isn't she here? The soldiers continued to fire their complaints and worries, and the leaders did not bother to reprimand them. They're in the same predicament, but the words of Maeva to trust her keeps resonating in their minds. A huge explosion from above took all of their focus back just to see Maeva changing tactics and used fire to combat the flaming pieces of rocks. Maeva felt blood flowing from her now open wounds, her burns hurting a lot, but she didn't bother and continued to evade and attack. Gemstone of Air. Don't let anything drop and scatter. Hold them here. The gemstone of air floated out her body. Glowing white, it rotates and manipulated the air to hold the meteor pieces as well as gather them closer to the lady, who by then spit out blood for commanding yet another of her gemstones. Concentrating deeply, she opened her eyes to reveal her deep scarlet orbs. Her combat form changed into her fire-red battle dress, her phoenix wings giving out even more fire. Her third Aethernano origin was released as well as the magicules flowing through her veins. Black flames coated her swords before she vanished, her speed unrecognizable as she delivered each strike with precision. Gemstone of Fire, use my soulmate's black flame and melt those stones like butter. In an instant, the gemstone of fire was covered with the black flames and soon engulfed all the meteor pieces like Rimuru slime formed to his prey and melting them in the process. The officials and soldiers watching from below cheered as soon as there's no flaming rocks left, fully consumed. Maeva finally breathed in relief, a small smile gracing her lips. She may have exerted a lot of her magical abilities, but it was worth it. Only, she felt the full effect of it now. Her burns and wounds hurt badly, her strength and energy fully sapped up. She's ready to descend down, ready to give in to this extreme weariness only for one loud heartbeat of hers to crush that small dream. Fear gripped her as she now shakes like leaf. Why? Just why is this happening? And when she thinks everything's over now and Tempest is safe. A much bigger meteor appeared from the skies, its roaring with flames and thunder, speeding down straight for Tempest. No. What does this entail? She had exhausted all of her magical abilities just to dispatch the first one. Reality sure is delivering cruel fates sometimes. The amount of magicule absorption on this second one is thrice and has the highest attack power all of them felt so far. This is real catastrophe. This can't be. Stealing her expression, she pushed her limit and opened her gemstone of air once more. The meteor stopped just before it can reach the barrier. Maeva felt her powers getting absorbed in an instant. Never mind that. As long as she has breath in her, she'll keep fighting to the end. Sometimes, there's power that is above all magical abilities. It's the power of feelings. Strong feelings that can make one surpass their limit and awaken strength incomparable than before. And that is exactly what she's feeling at the moment. Unstoppable determination. With the gemstone of air holding the meteor in place, she forced the magic absorber to be separated from it. Separation enchant. With a grunt, she peeled the absorber from within and lifted her hand up where it was contained, not caring of it almost taking her mental state. But doing so made her lose her control on the gemstone of air. The flaming meteor tipped hanging by the thread from the sheer control of the gemstone. Seeing the opportunity, Maya called for everyone. On me. She yells and leaps in the air going straight for the flaming meteor, placing her hands on the rock and began pushing. The others immediately responded, mirroring her actions and helped push with all their might, their hands getting burnt but nobody cares at the moment. Let's get them. The soldiers and leaders looked down to see the citizens gathered below as Xian's group finally led them out from the labyrinth. Oi! Is Veldora not awake yet? Benimaru yells, struggling with the weight of the meteor. Sorry, the sirens did him good. He isn't waking up despite us doing all means to awaken him. Ramirez replies as she immediately used her powers from below to help push. Rigord, Xian and Shuna quickly did the same only to gasp at the tons of weight they're trying to push back. Trainee and Beretta chose to go help in the air. Come on, push. We can't let this destroy our home. No, it's not just Tempest. Once this drops, everyone will cease to exist. Shouts and grunts could be heard as everyone exerted efforts to push back the meteor. Maeva bit her lips to inflict more pain in her body. She felt so lethargic despite the pain and she couldn't afford that. Calling for the gemstone of water, she used and commanded it to kill the fire from the meteor, and it did so with ease, Abe losing more of her strength and Athernano. She isn't sure why she can still move when she is sure by now that she have used every bit of her magic origin. The magic absorber was still trying to take over her as she wasn't able to dispose of it. No, once she loses control of it, it can absorb everyone's magical abilities or worst kill them, and that's the last thing she ever wanted. The leaders tried using their powers but it isn't working still since the magic absorber is still near them. Don't give up. Give it your all. Maya yells and everyone responded with a series of yeses. In desperation, Maeva did something she isn't sure will work, but it's her last resort. Raphael. Right here, my lady. Tears pooled in her eyes in relief the moment she heard the skill's voice in her mind. There's still hope. Magic absorber gaining strength by devouring you. Master has a skill that can counter this easily. Activate and borrow ultimate skill that can devour this back. Yes, Raphael. Help me please. You've done well, my lady. Allow me to auto mode? Yes. Please do. Maeva's eyes closed before they opened again, her body intermingling with Raphael, and she took over the fight for her. Her red eyes signifies her presence in Maeva's body. The hand containing the magic absorber quickly cleared in a puff of smoke, as it was devoured by Rimmeru's borrowed skill through their generated shared skills. Knowing she needed to do the right thing, Raphael slowly lowered Maeva's body to the ground and approached Xian. Report. Take care of the Empress. I shall call your Emperor back, she tells the shocked secretary. Who are you? Xian couldn't help but ask. That took the attention of the Rigord, Shuna and Trainee, who too were alarmed by the sudden presence in the body of Maeva. Is this another enemy? I am Raphael. The ultimate wisdom skill of Rimmeru Tempest. I can come and go between my master and his soulmate or talk to them both at the same time. But we have no time for this. Will you take care of your Empress? Xian quickly got on her knees, her head bowed. I shall do as you command, master. Raphael gave her a single nod before she released her auto mode and allowing Maeva to lay on Xian's lap. Rimmeru sighed at the long list of documents he needed to read and sign. Apart from the gala, he still has impending works from Tempest he has yet to finish. He stored everything in his stomach so he could work on them on his free time. The crazy part, however, was the looming worry he kept feeling that only grows stronger each time he tries to wave it off as nothing. And speaking off, Natsu and the others had to return to Magnolia because of an emergency call from the Magic Council where they are involved. He's worried about them too. That is why he asked to tag along, but Natsu assured him he'll call him up if ever they needed extra hands to handle the matter. Not being at ease though, he asked Noir to go with them instead and insisted he wouldn't take no for an answer. His butler then had tagged along upon his orders. Call it instinct, but he feels like something is about to happen very soon. Something that he can't point out yet. Report. Rimuru jolts at the sudden voice of Raphael. Wow, had he been deep in thought that this startled him? Oh, Raphael, what is wrong? You needed to hurry back to Tempest, right away. While we're here, sirens have attacked. With Empress Maeva's guidance, they've won over them, but now a bigger problem occurred. Rimuru felt like someone had just snatched his heart away from him. He felt great pain and immense anger. Again? Creatures attack when he's out of Tempest. Just recalling what happened during the last attack when he's away, the dead Tempestians, the sorrow and pain it brought them all. No, this cannot be happening. Before Raphael could even finish her report, he used his transport power and whisked himself back at Tempest in an instant. And the first that caught his eye was the fearful Xian and Shuna looming over Maeva's unconscious and battered body. Maya was desperately trying to resuscitate her, her hands pumping on Maeva's chest as she cries out. His Maeva. He felt her connection to her slowly severing, leading to the release of his insane, tremendous aura that shook the whole of Tempest. With still his eyes locked on his soulmate, he raised his hand towards the meteor and Raphael commanded his other devourer skill to consume it all. As it did so did Rimuru's tears falling down his cheeks.